Hey guys, it's Cooterz, and we're going to take a look at a few balance changes in 3.2.0 for BISCOS League. Looks like, GGG again tinkered around with stuff and decided things are a little bit too good for us. So let's see what fun GGG decided to suck out of PoE this time. Alright guys, let's take a look at this. I'm going to move my camera actually over here so you guys can read along with me. Content update 3.2.0 in the BISCOS League will be released at the end of the week. We're preparing to post the patch notes within a few days and have come across a few balance changes that we wanted to talk about more in detail and earlier than the patch notes, so there's time to explain and discuss them. As you know, we have substantially buffed most Ascendancy classes and have been introducing many powerful new items. The metagame has definitely shifted quite a lot due to these changes, so various larger changes have had to take place somewhere. Or elsewhere, sorry. We've called them out in this article. The balance changes mentioned in this article are absolutely not a conclusive list. They're a bunch of important ones. They're just a bunch of important ones. Xana does not have Breach this league. Ever since we introduced the concept of different Xana levels adding league mods to maps, we have been cycling the mods in and out. While we occasionally run some back-to-back, we often take crazy ones away to let other ones have time in the spotlight. We have decided not to run Breach as Xana mod this league. It is still available from Sextants and still spawns naturally in 10% of maps. Also, it's similar to Abyss, which now spawned on Sextants and also spawn 10% of maps. You can stack with Breaches, and can stack with Breaches. You will certainly be able to play Breaches and Abysses, just not as reliably as last league. Speaking of Xana, the marathon to reach Xana level 8 is shorter from 3.2.0 onwards, as quite a lot of Xana quests now grant additional reputation from her, or for her when they are completed. That is very interesting. And the one thing I wanted to point out was the fact that Xana not having Breach this league is definitely a big nerf when it comes to farming. Stuff like people farming Doctor Divination cards from Spider Force this league use a lot of that, because adding Breaches definitely for builds like Wind Ripper that can give a lot of quantity, Magic Find, or item rarity, they can kill Breaches very, very quickly, and the efficiency of that causes Breaches to contain a large portion of the map, which gives, more, I guess, just more drops in the sense that there's more enemies being spawned. And the thing about that was a lot of the higher level players, I would say probably only like 1% or 5% of the players that were doing that stuff had the currency to be able to farm with Sextants and Sextant blocking, all those things. They're just running those mods, and they were getting really, really, really good value from them. But the thing is, most people, I feel, don't even get to Xana 8. I didn't even get to Xana 8 this time. I play a lot, but then again, I wasn't really focusing on leveling up Xana. If you do Xana rotations, Xana Rota, if you guys don't know what that is, look it up in the forums. People are always trying to get Xana to 8 as fast as possible because of things like this, because Xana is so good when she's at level 8, when she can give you things like Breach. Well, like I said, most people don't even get the Xana level 8, so it's interesting that they're actually nerfing this, and I feel like it would really affect more of the hardcore players. Not when I mean hardcore is people who just play a lot and try to farm a lot. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about that, but maybe you guys can talk about that in the comments and let me know how you feel. As I know you will. Monster rarity damage modifiers. This one is a little complex, but the TLDR is that your mods, like monsters deal reduced damage, don't actually work properly in a lot more cases. In addition, monster damage is now scaled up more correctly by things like map mods, and monsters are slightly more dangerous now in situations when they weren't where they were intended to be. In full explanation, in Path of Exile, there are many things related to the rarity of monsters, magic, rare, unique, etc., that increase the damage of those monsters. For example, a map mod might increase a boss's damage. In addition, the rarity of a monster itself adds an intentional bonus to this damage, which is why rare monsters do more damage than magic, and unique monsters do more damage than rare. Historically, these damage bonuses were always intended to be multiplicative, so that they actually had a decent effect, but were implemented as additive. Ooh, it's a little more versus increase getting on you guys, GGG. The most obvious way that this affects players is with the monsters deal reduced damage mods or skills. For example, if a monster has plus 200% damage, so it's dealing 300% of base, and you reduce a monster's damage by 10%, then it would reduce the monster's bonus to 190% rather than the 170% that would be more correct, reducing 10% of 300% total damage. The additive rules also diluted the impact intentional difficulty that was meant to come from a boss having a damage or a stacking with his boss damage bonus. When stacked additively, it's harder to feel the additional damage. In 3.2.0, these bonuses are multiplicative. We have done a full balance pass of reducing damage in various places to compensate for unintentional increases in danger that have come from this change. We want to stress that it's intentional that stack damage mods actually work correctly, so there are some places where monsters are more dangerous. We can't easily make a list of what does more damage than before because it honestly depends on so much on map mods and other situational bonuses. Overall, it's hard to notice and it's unlikely to have a gigantic impact, but we felt it best to pre-warn players and explain in detail what changed. We're happy to embrace making the game a little bit harder when fighting bosses, especially because of the continued power creep over time. Alright, I'm not too worried about that. Interesting, maybe a little bit more worrisome for hardcore players. But we'll see. Onigoroshi is a whole lot harder to find. Needless to say, people with Onigoroshi can level up very quickly, as at its 3.1.0 spawn rate, a popular strategy is to farm the Twilight Strand for 4 hours to get the sword, and then having easier time with the playthrough. I actually farmed. I got 6 of them last league. I never used them, but we're happy with people doing this as if they want, but it's going to take longer than 4 hours. We've both made it spawn a lot less often and also added a high degree of variance to it. It can spawn at lower levels than before, but it can swing up to a lot higher than before. It's a very powerful item for leveling, so we both wanted to make it less common and also for its spawning to be less predictable like other unique items. Interesting. Oh, and have fun with the 3.2.0 Uber Hillock fight when you do find him. Wow, so it looks like they're going to make him a lot stronger. That's interesting. BISCOS collar nerf, I think we all saw this coming up. Are coming down the pipeline. The increased quantity of items from slain normal enemies have been reduced from 50 to 100% down to 35 to 50%. Oh my god, this sounds like a huge nerf. But the way that diminishing returns work for item quantity, it's not as bad as it sounds. Even after this change, BISCOS collar is still the best magic find amulet if you're taking advantage of his normal monster condition properly. For example, using sextants to add breaches or abysses, the amulet is still comparable to the aesthetic for regular gameplay, even when you're not taking advantage of it properly. But what we want to know, Bex, is this legacy or not? Is this going to be something that is retroactive? What do you guys think? I think they're only going to nerf it for 3.2.0, so I'm assuming BISCOS is going to go up in price for standard, that's for sure. I'm assuming it's not a retroactive nerf. I don't think it will be. New sextant rules. You'll see the following change in the patch notes. There's now a limit to the number of sextants you can apply to your atlas. The base maximum is 1. But this limit is increased by completing bonus objectives and Xena quests up to an absolute maximum of 5. I totally saw this coming. Adding sextants above this limit also removes the oldest one. Existing atlases will keep their sextants, though applying new sextants will still remove the oldest one. You can see which map has the oldest sextant by hovering over the new sextant display in your atlas. Preventing sextant spam and extreme sextant blocking that was prevalent in the last couple of leagues was one of the most requested change requests we've received this year. Was one of the most requested change requests we received this year. Also, we agreed with it because the amount of abuse we were seeing was getting ridiculous. By stacking sextants correctly, rolling the right mods on the map, and applying the right Xana mods, somebody was able to receive 30 times the item yield of the equivalent white map. And that was solo. While a handful of players are going to be disappointed that they can't make insane wealth anymore, everyone else will be on a much fairer playing field this league. Full patch notice later this week. Those are on topic we want to discuss today. There's a lot to chew on. We're always keen to see what you think. We believe that these changes will help create a much fairer league with many more options for players. You'll be able to see the full list of balance changes in the patch notes within a few days. Well, thank you, Bex. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think, you know, honestly, things like the Onigoroshi, BISCOS, Sextant Nurse, I don't know. I saw this coming. I mean, GG always seems that anything that's abused or exploited or just taken advantage of when it comes to any league, GG is going to take a hold of it and, you know, wring all the fun out of it or take all the kind of, I guess, worthiness out of it. I guess to make the game fair and balanced for, you know, both the hardcore player who can, you know, spend their time and get a lot of great items and know what to do and you know, whatever, and they just tweak everything, cater everything to make them gain a ton of things, versus, you know, the kind of more, I guess you'd say, casual player that can't really maintain a yellow or red map pool. I think they're trying to bring that in closer because, not because of the fact that it's really, well, actually, maybe it is somewhat marketing, but I think it's mainly because they want people to feel like they can play the game and not have to invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of, I don't want to say thought process, but a lot of just, you know, this high-level understanding of the game to have fun and succeed with it. I think that's the main takeaway. I think that's what they're trying to get at. They would just want people, you know, to have fun with it. Why is my camera... Oh my goodness, guys. What is going on here? Jeez, was it like that the whole time? Ugh. Anyway. On that note, I guess we can end it. If you guys... agree with these changes, I agree with the sextant stuff and everything. But if you guys think, you know, this is outrageous, this is crazy, GGG is just messing the game up for everyone, or if you think these were definitely called for and this is a good move in the right direction, let us know and let me know in the comments below. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Do remember to do big, do good, and do you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.